Over the past couple of years, NHL fans have been robbed of what they really want to see. The best on the best. Canada versus United States, Finland versus Sweden, Canada versus Russia. There's so many good matchups where you can see Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby team up to take on Alex Ovechkin and Artemi Panarin. I mean, the matchups are insane. So what we're going to do today, we're going to create Team Canada. I'm going off of this year's stats. There might be a little bit of wild cards in here, but I think for the most part, it's a pretty good Team Canada roster. So let's get it started on my favorite website here, Cap Friendly. So custom team, let's go Canada. Salary cap doesn't even matter. Am I a bot? Probably, but that's okay. Continue, and here we go. So we're gonna go 4 forward lines, 3 defense, 2 goaltenders, and then we'll have 1 scratched goalie, 1 scratched defender, and of course 1 scratch forward. And I mean, the first one's pretty obvious. Let's not waste any time there. And right, the best player in the entire NHL, Connor McDavid, listed as the first line center. I think this one's unanimous for the next 20 years. You're gonna have Connor McDavid being the #1 player on that team. And if you're gonna add Connor McDavid, you gotta add Captain Canada himself, and this would probably be the captain of the team, and that's Sidney Crosby. I mean, golden goal Crosby. You can't go wrong with Sid the Kid. And you know what? Let's get the center core keep going here. Patrice Bergeron. I mean, I know he's 37 years old, but one of the best two-way forwards in the entire NHL. Gonna bring some real good depth too. They have him on the third line here, but we'll make something happen. Having Bergeron, and to round out that fourth line here, we want another great two-way forward guy. I don't know how many people have this guy actually on their Team Canada roster, but for a fourth line center to help kill penalty kills, to just do a little bit of everything, we're gonna go with Sean Couturier. Did I spell his name wrong? I probably spelled his name wrong. Let's try typing this out. Couturier. There he is. I didn't spell it wrong. But Sean Couturier, 30 years old, but again, a really, really good two-way forward. And those are going to be our 4 centers. So starting from the top here, Connor McDavid, obviously the best player in the NHL. Sidney Crosby, you cannot have a Team Canada without Sidney Crosby. Patrice Bergeron, another heart and soul guy, and honestly, his skill level is still up there. And then the pesky fourth line, we got Sean Couturier there. Moving on to the left wing position, I think this one is fairly obvious. Everyone probably has the exact same first line, but Nathan MacKinnon, can you just imagine Nathan MacKinnon playing with Connor McDavid? Oh man, if anyone ever watched the World Cup of Hockey, Team North America had McDavid, MacKinnon, and a bunch of beauties on that squad. I would love to see that team back again. And on the right wing, some people might not like this, but I think this is the best player on their team, and he is a penalty killer. He's a power play specialist. He's a 5-on-5 specialist, 4-on-4 specialist, can go in the shootout, can go overtime. He can do anything, and that's Mitch Marner, Toronto's best player, in my opinion. You heard it here first. I'm taking Marner over Auston Matthews any day of the week, but there's so much that he provides to the team, but I'm going to go with Mitch Marner. On that second line left wing, I'm going to go with someone who primarily plays center, but this player is, over the past 2 years, had almost career years, and he's not slowing down. A little bit older, just like Sidney Crosby here, but he is known for scoring goals. He's known for setting up plays. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Give me Steven Stamkos of the Tampa Bay Lightning to play with Sidney Crosby. That dynamic is just going to be unbelievable. And then on the right side, we're going to go with someone a little bit younger, someone Steven Stamkos actually plays with. I'm not set in stone on this particular position for this player, but I do think he deserves a roster spot on Team Canada, and that's going to be Stamkos' teammate Brayden Point of the Tampa Bay Lightning, $9.5 million. I don't know if I want him on the second line, but he does provide a good amount of speed playing with someone like Crosby and Steven Stamkos, and he is a guy who can go kind of up and down the lineup, so I do like Brayden Point there. We're going on to the third line, and this one's self-explanatory. I mean, if you got Patrice Bergeron, you need the heart and soul of that team too. We need Brad Marchand. Say what you want about the kid. He's an absolute grinder, and he wins games. I mean, there's not a lot of players at his size kind of roughing it up the way he does, as well as scoring points. I mean, Brad Marchand always had the kind of target on his back of being dirty, but over these past couple of years, not really, right? It's just been scoring goals and winning games. And this year, I mean, the Boston Bruins are having the craziest year ever. But I'm going to throw him on the right side here. And the reason for that is on this third line left wing, we have the two-way forward. We have kind of the power forward, playmaker, sniper combination in Brad Marchand. And on the left side, I'm going to bring in someone who hasn't had that great of a year, but on a good team with good players. This guy's normally lights out. He plays for the Calgary Flames here. Again, off year, but one of the best passers in the NHL. Give me Jonathan Huberdeau. He can play left or right side. I'll keep it like this for now. I don't know too much about Huberdeau and Marchand. I don't know if they care about which side of the wing they're on. But again, a playmaker to kind of set up Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand. The one thing on this line, there isn't a true sniper. On the first line, McDavid, McKinnon, they're basically snipers. Marner's a playmaker. We got playmaker here, more of a two-way forward. We got a good skater here, playmaker as well. And then Stamkos, who can be a pure sniper. Huberdeau, Bergeron, and Marchand. Don't know about the line composition, but I think they all deserve a spot on the team. On this left wing side, I'm going to add another center to the team, but he'll play the wing, and just because Couturier is such a good face-off man. The only one who's not really the greatest face-off man is Connor McDavid, but he's got to play in the middle there. On the Toronto Maple Leafs, so bringing another player in, and this guy just, he always works. He's a winner. You've seen it in the World Juniors. Give me John Tavares of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, if you don't put John Tavares on your team after the things he did for Canada in the World Juniors, you're insane. The guy's work ethic is unmatched. He keeps working, doesn't ever stop skating, hard on the forecheck, great playmaker, great passer, good two-way guy. I'm a big John Tavares fan, and I know it's World Juniors talking, but I love the guy. And to round out this forward core, starting is the former Ottawa Senator, now the captain of the Vegas Golden Knights, one of the better two-way forwards in the league to play with. This fourth line, they're just going to steal the puck all night. Give me Mark Stone, and I think that is an incredible pickup. Honestly, I had to check if Mark Stone was Canadian. I thought he was, but for some reason, I'm like, is he American? But Mark Stone will round out the starting forward group. But look at this fourth line. You're telling me this fourth line isn't getting 7 to 10 takeaways a game between Mark Stone and Couturier alone, and then just add John Tavares. Why not? Personally, the one thing I don't know if I like is Jonathan Huberdeau. I'm not a huge Huberdeau fan, but he has had years where he puts up 120 points. So clearly, he's a good player. Bergeron, Marchand, the players that I'm most certain about easily, this whole first line, obviously. This whole second line, except for Point. Point's good. I don't know how good, but he is a 2-time Stanley Cup champion, and he does play with Steven Stamkos, so there's going to be a little bit of chemistry there. I do like the duo effect. I mean, you could also have Marner and Tavares play together, but no way I'm taking McKinnon off that top line. Third line got that duo with Marchand and Bergeron, obviously won a couple cups together. And then we have Huberdeau, who again, wild card. And with the extra forward, maybe you can kind of move that around, and I'll show you who that is very shortly. We got John Tavares, Couturier, and Mark Stone. Love it. And then that second line, Stamkos, Crosby, and Point. And then the first line, I think this is unanimous at this point. I think McKinnon, McDavid, and Marner as a first line should probably be everyone's first line for Team Canada, but it might not be. Let's move on to the defensemen now. And the first one's obvious, so let's not even waste any time. Let's get this guy on the team. Cale Makar, welcome to Team Canada. Yeah, you're playing with Nathan McKinnon, but we're not done there. We're adding another Colorado Avalanche. Give us Devon Toews. You see how good they play together. I want to put Jonathan Toews on it too. I did. Maybe he's an extra. Who knows? But Devon Toews, Cale Makar, they've been playing together for a couple of years now. One of the most electric defensive pairings in the entire NHL. I mean, there's not enough good things to say about them. They're beautiful. They're beautiful men. I love them. Moving on, though, we're going to go back to the Vegas Golden Knights, and we're going to pick up someone that goes by the name of Shea Theodore. Honestly, I think Shea Theodore, one of the most underrated defensemen in the NHL, consistently puts up points, is responsible defensively, and has been on a winning team with Vegas his whole career. I can't believe that the Anaheim Ducks gave away a pick for them to take Shea Theodore. But you live and you learn, right? but Shea Theodore will be the next one. And then I'm going to stick with Vegas here. There's another player on Vegas, a big body that I'd love to add to this team as well. Has been one of the top defensemen in the NHL for several years. Give me Alex Pietrangelo. I'm not going to put them playing together as of right now, although I could. But I'll just split them up just to make it a little bit more fun. But Alex Pietrangelo, you could even put him on that second line, really up to you. $8.8 million, big contract, but it doesn't matter. There's no salary cap here. Moving on to our final two defensemen here. And the first one we're going to throw in is someone on a team that honestly didn't have a lot of expectations coming into this year. And this player, this defenseman, has been absolutely electric. He's got a sick first name. Give me Dougie Hamilton of the New Jersey Devils. I think he's got 20 plus goals this year. Shoots the puck about 7 to 8 times. Big body. He's like 6'4", at least 220 minimum. You know, if he's any bigger than that, I wouldn't be surprised. But he's having a great year for the New Jersey Devils here. So yeah, give me Dougie Hamilton. The guy's an absolute beauty. And then the final defenseman we're adding to this team is a former first-round draft pick playing for the Florida Panthers. Give me Aaron Ekblad to round out this defensive core. And you cannot tell me that this is not a beautiful defensive core. As I say the word beautiful a lot, they are all beautiful men, just saying. So we got Devon Toews, Cal McCarr, Shea Theodore, Dougie Hamilton, Alex Pietrangelo, and Aaron Ekblad. You could probably do something like this, but you know, we'll split it up here. Moving on to our goaltenders, and this is probably where Team Canada is actually the weakest. They don't have a Vasilevsky, they don't have a Shesterkin, they don't have a Henrik Lundqvist back in the day. We used to have a Marty Brodeur and a Roberto Luongo, but nowadays we're running with the youngins. We have, from the Philadelphia Flyers, Carter Hart as our starting goaltender. It's kind of a 1A, 1B. The second goalie that I'm going to choose, he could be the starter, could be the backup. It's really personal preference, and it's kind of who's playing better, right? But Carter Hart, one of the best young goaltenders in the league. I don't even know if we consider him young anymore, but definitely Canada's future in nets. Hopefully we can get some more, because honestly, Carter Hart's not a top 10 goalie in the league. But with the team in front of him, I think it'll definitely help. And as mentioning his backup, he is from the Pittsburgh Penguins, a teammate of Sidney Crosby. Give me Tristan Jarry, who's at $3.5 million. Is a very good deal for him, but probably our next best. And then you're probably wondering where one person is for goaltenders. Jordan Binnington. I hate that guy. He's a loser. I don't even want to put him in here, but I will say he is my extra goaltender just in case I need him. But I let it be known, I hate Jordan Binnington. He's a bum. He thinks he's this big tough guy on the ice. But yeah, he is our scratch goaltender because we need someone there. But moving on to our extra forward. Who do we got? We have 2 extra forwards. I lied. 2 extra forwards. And the first one is from the New York Islanders. And I think this guy could play. He could play. He is good enough to play. Matt Barzal. And honestly, I like Matt Barzal more than Brayden Point. If it was up to me, I would probably go Barzal over Point. But Point is a winner. He's won a couple Stanley Cups. So again, can't hate on that, you know. So I'm gonna have Barzal on the bench, but he is definitely a player that can go in for players like Huberdeau, for Point, even Mark Stone if he's not having a great year, not a great tournament. John Tavares, technically I think Tavares is pretty good though, but one player to watch out there, Matt Barzal. And the second one I really want to get in the roster, but I just couldn't yet. Jordan Kyrou. He is sick. I don't know if anyone watches St. Louis. I don't know if there's any St. Louis fans out there that watch the channel, but Jordan Kyrou is an absolute beauty. Honestly, if it was, I want to put him right here. I don't know what it is about Huberdeau. I'm just not a big fan. You know what? Get him in there. Get Jordan Kyrou in there. Let him play with the smaller line there. Why not? Switch him up with Barzal, Huberdeau. Do what you got to do. I love Kyrou. I think he's a really good player. And then our final defenseman that we're going to add. And again, this is someone that we can sub in pretty easily if we're playing a bigger, grittier team and you need someone to kind of lay down the law. We're bringing in Mr. Darnell Nurse of the Edmonton Oilers. And he'll be our final scratch. So we'll have 3 scratches there. Who can he replace? He can replace Ekblad easily. Shea Theodore, if he's not really playing that well defensively, can replace Pietrangelo. He is getting older, so just keep that in mind there. But that is going to be our roster. But, let's set the power play lines here. First line power play, Sidney Crosby for sure. We got to have Crosby out there taking the faceoffs. We will have McDavid on that first line, but we're going to have him up top. And who do we want to go? Cal McCarr playing defense for sure. The rest will be forwards. We're going to go Nathan McKinnon there and then Marner. So that'll be our first line. For second line, I'm actually going to switch it up a little bit here. I'm going to have John Tavares play the middle of the ice, our fourth line left winger, but I think he's a really good power play guy. And now who do we want to go with on the Stamkos definitely has to play. Stamkos on his one-timer. So we'll have Stammers there. Shea Theodore is our probably next best offensive defenseman. We could go Shea Theodore or we can go Dougie Hamilton. I'm going to go Shea Theodore because I'd rather Steven Stamkos shoot. And then on the right side, who do we want there? It's tough. It's tough. Kyrou wouldn't be a bad one because he is a sniper. I wouldn't mind Kyrou. I'm gonna go Kyrou. Yeah, I'll go Kyrou, and I'll go Brain Point. I'll go both of those guys because Stamkos and Point play together right now, and then Kyrou would be a nice addition there. Penalty kill. I mean, might as well keep it going, right? Sean Couturier, absolutely, and Mark Stone definitely gonna be your first two penalty killers. And honestly, Bergeron. And it could be Marchand, but I'm actually going to go Marner because he's been a really good penalty killer for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he has that offensive upside. For a defenseman, let's go with Alex Pietrangelo on the first unit, big body, and Devon Toews. Both on the same side, though, so maybe I want to switch that up, but that's okay. Let's just keep it rolling here. And then we'll go Aaron Ekblad and Dougie Hamilton. I think that rounds are pretty nice. But yeah, Team Canada right there. What do you think? What do we got here? Cap hit is at $175 million to play, 24 players. Bonus is only $2.5 million. So how about that? But that is Team Canada. Let me know what you think. Who did I miss? Who would you cut? Who would you add? Let me know down in the comments below. And also let me know what team you want me to build next. Is it going to be Finland, Sweden, Slovakia? You let me know. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Don't want to be